Hello, welcome back. Today, we're talking Apple, and in specific, iOS. When it comes to Apple, people line up all across the world to purchase their products. It doesn't matter if it's iOS, macOS, POS. Pretty much if it's coming from Apple, people are gonna buy it, and you can either love it or you can hate it. Even myself, I'm a Mac user and I'm also an iOS user, which is why I've come up with this video, my ultimate iOS setup. Now I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking,
oh my gosh, you are just such a fanboy. Can you say, sheep?
Can you just hold on one second? I'll be right back. Got him. Sponsor. Do you like movies? You like music? Streaming services and cable subscriptions can really get pricey, and that's where Plex comes in. You can pay a one-time flat fee and basically build your own media server. And now Plex offers things like Plex Music. You get a DVR feature built into the actual Plex cloud system. You get live TV, including all the news channels, and they now have Plex VR, and I'm not talking about the dirty kind. So for all your Plex needs, including pricing and to sign up for a free account, look in the description down below. The whole point of this video is to create a setup running iOS that could practically eliminate the need of having a desktop or a laptop, and for some, completely doable, while others it's damn near impossible. However, for the few and far, this video is for you. The most important part of having an iOS setup is an iPhone, and for that, I'm rocking an iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 is a great looking and feeling phone. The build is rock solid and the overall form factor is excellent. Hardware performance will power anything you need, but it's really buggy. If you want to know all of my thoughts and opinions, make sure to watch my full review, which I'll link in the card at the top. In order to go along with the phone, we gotta have like a near desktop type experience. Something with a larger screen that you can use for productivity, typing up documents, browsing the web, watching movies, and the obvious choice is an iPad. But the question is, which one? Well, I'm personally using the 10.5-inch iPad Pro because I find it to be the perfect balance between the ridiculously sized 12.9-inch iPad and the smaller 9.7-inch. With that being said, the iPad Pro is more expensive than the 9.7-inch, and when you factor in the added Apple Pencil support, the updated specs, updated display, and that great price, you could easily get by with a 9.7-inch iPad. However, for me personally, I like the larger display, the better speakers, better specs. The 10.5-inch just fits me better. May not fit you, this is something that you have to decide. The iPad is great by itself, but let's face it, if you really want that laptop experience, you're gonna need a few accessories, in specific, a keyboard and a stand. That's where the Logitech Create comes in. The Logitech Create is a two-part case that features a built-in kickstand, and the keyboard uses the smart connector on the iPad Pro. This means you're not reliant on a Bluetooth connection. The downside to this is that it drains your battery a little bit more, but honestly, I've never had an issue with battery life on an iPad, and I don't suspect that you will either. And I've been using the Logitech Create case for a while now on my 10.5-inch, and battery life has been fine. The Create case also features an Apple Pencil holder, which is definitely a plus. The biggest drawback to the Logitech Create case is its overall thickness. This is not a thin case by any means, and it's pretty unnecessary. Hopefully they fix it in the next iteration. However, in the meantime, if you cannot live with this thickness, there are other cases from different manufacturers that are similar that you can choose from. The iPad has been my go-to for photo editing, especially YouTube thumbnails. It has plenty of power to tweak photos in Lightroom or the multiple Photoshop apps, and even edit 1080p and some 4K footage. Putting your photos and videos on your iPad can either be done wirelessly, depending on your camera, or you can get the Lightning to SD card reader. To tag along with the iPad, I personally think it's worth every penny to pick up the Apple Pencil, especially with the 9.7-inch supporting it now. For many, the Apple Pencil just doesn't make sense, but if you got kids or even grandchildren, coloring on the iPad with the Apple Pencil can be pretty sweet. I really just wish there was a better way of charging this thing, and don't mention the adapter for the Lightning cable because that's still stupid. If you really want to enhance the Apple Pencil experience, check out the screen protectors from Paperlike. They're roughly about $30, give or take a few dollars, which makes them pretty premium considering they're not tempered glass. The benefit of these is the matte coating, which is similar to standard anti-glare screen protectors, but a bit rougher and more textured. The reason for this is to simulate the feeling of writing on paper, and I gotta say the experience has been pretty awesome. The responsiveness of the Apple Pencil with the screen protector on is excellent, and the actual paper feel is spot on. The downsides are the price and the slight resolution loss that happens with any matte style screen protector. Moving. I know that the Apple Watch is running watchOS, and that's not technically iOS, but it requires you to have an iOS device to set it up and download apps that are optimized for watchOS. Confused yet? Simply put, if you want the ultimate iOS setup, the Apple Watch is definitely a great addition, especially the model with LTE support. This is a ceramic Apple Watch edition that I absolutely do not recommend for the price at all. Picking up the standard LTE model is a great option, and it gives you the flexibility to get up and go without worrying about bringing your phone with you. Notifications and alerts will seamlessly be pushed to your Apple Watch, and you can respond to them for the most part depending on the app support. I can't hear. Now, when it comes to enjoying music or movies, anything on the go, headphones are definitely key, and you have many choices. But if you want the most seamless experience, I suggest getting the AirPods or the Beats X, specifically due to the W1 chip. Sure, the sound isn't the best you can get for the price, but the simplicity and device handoff support is second to none. The AirPods have been my favorite pair of earbuds for a while because I can listen to music on my iPhone and switch over to the audio on my iPad or Apple Watch with a breeze, and it doesn't require multiple setup processes. Which, by the way, the setup process is so easy, it's stupid. The AirPods also come with a hard case that protects your earbuds from damage and getting lost, and it also charges them, which is a plus. Extras! When it comes to getting things done, you might need to pick up a few odds and ends to really complete this setup. For instance, I like to back up my device, and I could always use cloud-based options, but I like to have something a little bit more secure and tangible, and that can seem, kind of tough when we're trying to eliminate the need of a laptop or a desktop. Luckily, there's the mean cable, which is a lightning cord with built-in storage. They come in various sizes with prices getting kinda crazy, but if you want something simple, then this might be the easiest solution. Basically, it's like this. You install the Meme app, choose what you want backed up, and use the Meme cable like any other lightning cord. As it's charging your device, it will also back up your phone to the built-in storage. When it's time to restore, you just go through the same process and use the app to restore what you need. The next item I use all the time is a little bit of a niche product, I'm not gonna lie. You can get a Lightning to HDMI adapter to allow you to connect your iPad to a display, so that way whether you're at school or work, you can do PowerPoint or keynote presentations. But if you wanna go one step further, you can pick up the Logitech Spotlight remote, which I use all the time for reading off scripts. It's a Bluetooth presentation controller that you can use to play or pause presentations, scroll through pages, and much more. It's on the pricier side at $99, and it's definitely not a need per se, but once you use it, you'll come to enjoy it. Wrap it up. One of the awesome things about running an iOS-based setup is how lightweight and travel-friendly it is. And even though there are a few odds and ends that you might want to add to this to make it your own or just really perfect it, sometimes simplicity really makes the ultimate setup. The nicest thing about this is how everything will stay in sync, whether it's your phone calls, your messages, your photos, everything will stay in sync so you can pretty much browse anything you want at any time on any device. But hey, maybe iOS isn't your thing and you want an all Android-based setup. If that's the case and you want me to do an ultimate Android-based setup, let me know down in the comment section. Also, is there anything that you would add to this to really spice it up and kick it up a notch? I want to know. I want to hear back from you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop that thumbs up button. If you're new here, stick around by subscribing. If you're not new here, or if you're new here, click the bell icon to be alerted when new content drops. Hit me up on social for behind the scenes, some randomness, and just to get at me. And of course, I'll talk to you in the next video.